Lucky Cheat. The last podcast you did, you said that we'd be coming back. We'd be coming back like popcorn. And thing is, I stuck by that word. With the podcast that we recorded a couple weeks ago after the podcast you guys saw. However, that podcast had some issues in terms of the software I was using to record it. So it worked out well for the comeback podcast that we did. But when we did the recording for this podcast, not this podcast, but you know what I mean, the podcast we were recording for, something didn't click. I don't know what it was, but it was just weird. So what I told myself is, alright, I couldn't figure out what was going on for at least almost a week and a half. So I said, alright, let me look up and see what I can find. And now I've found something that actually works out on my end. Like almost the same tier that I used for my first recording program. And I said, I'll stick with this. This appears to work for me, so I'm going to stick with it. And, of course, with that being said, that's my reason. So, moving forward, these podcasts should be coming out on a regular basis. Unless there's stuff going on in life, because, that can happen. But, without further ado, hey guys, what's up? Lucky Cheese 7 is back again to give you guys another Black Clover podcast. Again, it sucks that I wasn't able to get the other podcast up that we had recorded, because that podcast was a lot of fun. I am not kidding. That podcast was a lot of fun. There was a lot of things that we had going on, and it just sucks. It sucks that you guys aren't going to see that, but I hope this podcast in particular makes up for it. But before we can even get to this particular podcast, y'all know the drill. I can't really do these podcasts by myself. I mean, yes, technically I can, but what fun would that be? What fun would it be just to have me here like every other YouTuber when I could just be here, with a buddy, with a friend? So, I brought with me a special friend and a special guest. Go ahead and introduce yourself.
Well. It's been 22 chapters. Yeah, just 2 chapters, but actually we did more, and unfortunately we didn't get lucky because life was very easy when we have the tools that we needed, but I guess you got to take it away because I don't know, you can't make life easy. We got to make them tough. We got to make them struggle, and that's what we had, unfortunately. But here we are. Hopefully for the best, and hopefully this will work out. Fingers crossed. But let me introduce myself as Sparda3g once again as a guest, and it's great to talk about more of Black Clover. Who thought that the series would have ended back in the, what they call it, Resurrection of Elf? I'm not sure what kind of arc name is it, but that's the arc that everybody thinks it was going to end there, but no, it did not. And here we are. Yeah, well, it's not the end game. Well, it was the end game, but now we're going to start another arc. Maybe a mini arc, in fact, but we'll see what happens. We'll see.
We will definitely see what's happening, because we, for the most part, are in a new arc. But in talking about that new arc that we're in right now, you guys gonna have to kind of wonder, well, okay, so what are our thoughts on the other 3 chapters we missed out? Because we covered up to, if I remember correctly, I think it was 216. Let me double check on this real quick, because I'll make sure we're accurate on this. It's where the volume ended. The not so official latest volume, I should say. So 217 was where we did the chapter. So we're on 220. Okay, so 215. 215 was the chapter we did, and then 216, 217, and 218 were the 3 chapters we missed out on. So just those 3 particular chapters. Again, the 216 was more or less just like the epilogue to the whole reincarnation arc, and then 216, 217 Asta and Nero or Sekri were, in trial. They were on trial because of what happened with the incidents with the elves, and they're like, "Oh, we must judge you, cause demons, give or take." And then, of course, we had some pretty crazy stuff. And end of 218, Black Bulls came in and they were just like, "Hell to the no. Hell to the no, you aren't doing that. Not the Asta, not the Segre, because you know why? Because she is a Black Bull member, and she is standing through and through with us, with Asta, with the rest of the squad. So, suck it." That's essentially what happened, and I will say, with what we've been getting so far, from the epilogue of the reincarnation arc to this current arc that we're on, I'm really enjoying it. I am really, really enjoying it. But, Sparta, what's your quick thoughts on, essentially the 3 chapters that we kind of, we did, but not going to be able to, fully recap on, like we originally thought?
Well, that is the unfortunate, but I mean, it's like how you summarize. It's pretty much they had a trial unexpectedly because there was supposed to be a hearing or whatever, but instead it was a trial. And then, all this crazy predicament that Asta has to go through with all the judging and all that biasness from the nobles. And then the Black Bulls come out being a badass and all, which had a really awesome shot in the double page spread from 218. That was awesome. That was really nice to look at. And, it came down to the fact that these characters were being focused like many times. Like not like the highest focus level, like, oh, the 3 characters, the 3 big main character, but enough to say that, yeah, I care about these characters because, hey, I've been invested with these guys. I've been dealing with these guys for 218 chapters around that time. So it was like, oh, yeah, this feels awesome. This feels rewarding. I felt satisfied. It's not like kind of the case of like if you ignore these side characters and then you get to this moment, does it really feel anything special? No, because it feels like I'm just being forced into liking them or something like that. So when I saw that chapter, I felt like it felt glorious. I was like, yeah, that was awesome. But yeah, as you summarized, pretty much it has been so far pretty damn good. I mean, it was hard at the time. It was hard to say where exactly are we going to focus next. I mean, they already give us a major hints with the Julius summarizing the situation they have in their hands, especially with the whole idea that the other kingdoms could attack the Clover Kingdom at any time. But like that's like a major clue that maybe the next arc will be traveling to the other kingdom. And lo and behold, the chapter we're about to cover pretty much answered that question. Yeah, I really enjoyed the small arc, or if you want to call it mini arc, but I really enjoyed the whole situation, especially with the whole Sekri being officially in the Black Bulls. And well, actually, this chapter 219 is the one that actually pretty much discuss on why she is considered as one, which is pretty damn charming. But yeah, we'll get to that soon. So I really enjoyed these past chapters. I wish the recording was still was still around, all in good quality and whatnot. But yeah, it was fun to discuss them.
Definitely was. And, coming off from 218, it's kind of what we're jumping into is 219. Where, we got the Black Bull members, we got their base, Mr. Iron Giant here. That's what I'm gonna call him that right now. Iron Giant, Iron Castle, maybe? I don't know. You guys come up with a good name if you guys want to. Something
Didn't it have a name before? I'm trying to remember if it.
I'm curious now. Hold on. The Moving Fortress. I'll call it that.
I mean, like back in my old prediction, if these guys were to get exiled, the Black Bulls, they have a home, a moving home, like literally a movable home. They're good.
Yeah.
It's like they could make themselves an RV, but in a Gundam size. So it's like, hey, we're good. We don't need to worry about or scavenging for a motel, hotel, or other people homes. We got our own home, literally moving around, kind of like some Seven Deadly Sins in a sense. So they're good.
It's got no name, but I'll give it a name. I'm going to call it Mobius because why not?
Mobius?
Mobius.
Yeah, that's not bad. It'd be funny to actually hear that name more often. Like, oh, it is official.
Right?
Kind of like how the fans made a name for the Rinnegan and the Sharingan fusion, and it ends up being the canon name. It was like, somebody read our post or something.
Yeah, seriously.
That's the impression I have.
Yeah. Right? It's like, huh, okay, that someone's sneaking. Like, that Sharingan name. I like that. Let's use it. Like, wait, what? Oh no, maybe someone's watching us go like Mobius. New name for the Black Bull base. Mobius. Okay.
If that ever happened, I'll be like, hey, Thomas, you better give us a shout out. Like, shout out to that person that gave me a great name for our Gundam size.
Right.
All right. So after all overwhelmed by his family, Black Bull, which 218. The way where it ended that is like it actually touched hit the feels, I guess you could say.
Yeah, it really did.
I like this scene. And then this beginning of the chapter pretty much gets ruined by the most logical reason to follow up with, because it's funny because a lot of people think that it was, I wouldn't say inconsistent, but it was like, where's the follow up? But the follow up actually happens right in this very beginning.
Yeah, like literally, it just happens. He's like, you guys, and then literally, like, as that happens, he's like gets attacked by ghosts. He's like, that aside punishment on those who touch Marie, and he's like, say what?
So there's no punishment from the nobles, but it will be punishment by me.
It's like, I was just complimenting you guys, and then this asshole over here has to try and attack. Like, you even got Noelle going, like, you just sauntered over here and let them catch you? Are you an idiot? How many times do you have to almost die before you've had enough dork stuff?
Dork stuff.
Even
fight me and die down.
At least fight me and die that way. Okay. Even Ghosh is like taking advantage of the confusion to pick Marie up and tie us. And even Marie's like, Ghosh, stop it. And like, wait, didn't you come here to save me?
It's like, well, nobody's gonna kill you but us.
It's like, yeah, you won't get death by them except for us. It's like, did you guys just forget that I saved everyone?
Yesterday's news.
It's like, that's yesterday's news. This is today's news. Like, okay. Like, straight up. But in the meantime, Yami's like, hey there, Royal House of Kira. It sounds like you've been taking real good care of two of my members. And immediately Secret's like, never mind me, just take Asta and run. I'm not from this era. And that forbidden magic removed me from the human path. I used you guys for the sake of my mission. And Yami's like, it's kind of too late to be saying stuff like that after you parked yourself at our place without asking. Even after watching all this time, it looks like you still don't get it. And Magna's like, they told us all about you. Toughening it out as a bird for 500 freaking years? You're a lady, but you're totally the man.
Oh, God. He's channeling. It's like he's channeling Elfman from Fairy Tale or something.
He is. Plus, you also got Finra like, a cutie like you is always more than welcome. Even though that's the first thing he said.
Yeah. It's like, I guess he didn't get the no yet.
Like, oh, Finro, if only you knew. If only you knew.
I guess you need a simple no for rejection rather than the cold silence.
Just give him the cold silence again. Just be like, okay, I'll stop again. And then you got Gordon. You worked hard in the shadows. I think you and I could get along.
Well, it should be like work hard in the shadows. I think you.
Actually, I can see that. I mean, it does have the mumbles around the bubble, so there's that.
Yeah, well, at least that's consistent, which is funny.
And then you got Nessa just kind of like singing it, like, let's live it up together from now on. And Charmy.
This was funny.
I know. First things first, eat a lot. And then she's like, I'm glad I didn't eat her when she was a bird.
She was a bird. Look at what she mentioned. Good thing I didn't eat her.
Yeah, right?
I mean, if that would have happened, I think the last arc would. I think the battle against the devil would have been the final battle. Well, there would be no more arcs. I guess the fans were right. The last arc was that.
Like, yep, you let the villain win. Wow, that's dark for a shonen series. People thought Attack on Titan's getting dark. No. Well, Black Clover did. It's on a whole other level. Much crazy stuff's going on there too, but we won't talk about that. Not yet. In saying that, Secret's looking at this. It's kind of at a loss for words. As Yami puts on the cloak, having a weird case like you around won't change a thing. Your key seems the same to me, anyway. We're already a mix of assorted weirdos, and as pitch black as it gets. And she's kind of thinking about Lemire. 500 years, really, Secret? Thank you for all you've done. From now on, win new happiness for yourself with companions in this era. Nero. And I gotta say, when she gets that cloak, it looks cool. It actually looks really, really cool.
It actually fits her well.
It does. It's like that's what the Black Clover is all about.
It's like it felt so natural with it.
So yeah, I was gonna say. So Sparta, what's your thoughts on all this? Just like the build up to her getting the cloak.
I just like it. I like it a lot because, like, again, I like the fact that Yami just snuck in, like, hey, how dare you try to take out our Black Bulls member, and that was obviously including her. I was like, oh, that was pretty sneaky, but pretty damn awesome. And it was like, you just get that good feeling. But now this is the follow up for that good feeling, and then you pretty much officially declare her as part of the guild, even though she's always been official. But this time she have her cloak, the one with the symbol of Black Bulls. Now it's like 100, it's like 1,000% confirmation that she is part of the Black Bull, and it fits up. It fits well because you had Lumiere telling her, thank you for everything, thank you for your done. And I was like, you winning your new happiness for yourself with companions in this era. We needed a follow up to that. We needed like a resolution to that. It's like, okay, it is sad that he goes away for good this time. Now, what leaves her there? What she has next? And a lot of people are like, "Oh, Black Bulls, you be Black Bulls. There's no reason for her to disappear." And now it's 100% confirmed. Yeah, of course, she's not gonna leave. She has to be part of it. Oh, she still could turn to a bird, so we still have the troll face. That's awesome, as always.
That was pretty funny. Why not? Like, oh, the troll face is back for a moment.
I mean, but yeah, like it's awesome because like it's been since the beginning that Black Bulls actually get a new character in their team, so it's actually pretty neat to actually. Like technically, not really, but. We don't have a human appearance, so until now, so it's like felt like a new character in a sense because the bird could only just be an icon, but now we have a character altogether. Yeah, you could argue about Henry. That's his name, right?
Henry, yeah, Henry.
You could argue that technically feels like a new character. Yeah, that's technically true too. But still, like, they didn't honor him as a new character. They felt like they already know him, or not know him, but they're like they didn't need to reintroduce themselves. Like, oh man, you're part of the Black Bulls. Welcome to the team and stuff like that. So this is the first time they actually get that feel after so long with Sekri. And that felt good. It felt like, yeah, that felt rewarding. It's like, it's awesome because she felt like she was gonna give in easily, like, to the whole, well, if they find us guilty, they find us guilty. That's whatever. That was the impression she had. But now she feel like she's part of the family. Now she's like down with it. That's where it's like, what the Black Bulls are all about. It's pretty badass. So yeah, I like it a lot.
Right? It's like, wow, like there's a lot you could do with her being there now, like especially like with Noelle.
Mm-hmm.
Like, could you imagine like some solo missions between Noelle and Secret just on their own?
Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. Now they got like 4
I think
heroines in this.
like 5 heroines. According to the wiki, there's like 5. Let's see,
5.
There's Charmy, there's Noelle, Vanessa, Gray, and Secret. Yeah, that's 5.
Oh yeah, Gray. That's right. Gray. Yeah, you're right.
Not a lot of people talk about Gray, but yeah, that's her too.
Well, she is in the hiding.
She is.
Yeah. I mean, she could duplicate, so that's still helpful. Whenever the time comes.
I still remember when that reveal hit. I was like, "Wait, what?"
Yeah, the big guy ends up being a small, shy girl. It's like, huh? Did you see that?
I know the anime took it a step further. I remember I was like watching that one episode. I'm like, did they just suddenly spoil something big? Because that's the feeling I got.
Yeah, right. Huh? That is interesting. So there's 5 heroines, and they all have been interesting.
Charmy still heroines, and at the moment I want to say 8. Let me see here: Ghosh, Zora, Finral, Gordon, Asta, Magna, Luck, and Henry. Well, I mean, if you count Yami, that's a 9.
Well, so captain, yeah. So it makes sense. 9 characters. It's almost One Piece.
Almost.
Yeah. Huh. That is interesting.
That is very interesting. And if you want to count Mobius, that's 10. Make them base its own character too.
I mean, that's their Thousand Sunny.
In a way.
Yeah. Huh. Very interesting. Clever.
Would you say the Thousand Sunny or the Going Merry?
Well, if it's gonna be Going Merry, I'm not ready to cry.
Nope. Neither am I.
Unless you cut that goat, or not real goat. It's not a goat, damn it. Damn wolf, or whatever it is, a hound.
And I know, I saw that wolf. I saw that sheep again. I'm like, you ain't no sheep. I know your true colors.
But nobody knows that. Well, Asta and Mimosa are debating if they were dreamy, but we'll see what happens.
I'm like, I could have sworn I saw an older Charmy, but
well, Charmy knows, but she's just confused as everyone else is. Whoever find out the truth, like, what the hell?
Like, wait, you can talk? You can talk?
You can talk? You're not a sheep? I'm a half dwarf? What's going on? So yeah, Black Bulls are kicking ass, and then the judge is like, okay.
Yeah, you got amnesia over here. Like, yeah, it appears you really don't understand. Even if you shield the devil user, it doesn't change the situation.
Wait, did you count Zora, by the way?
I think, yeah, I did say Zora. Zora too.
Okay, just want to make sure.
Yeah.
Sorry, go on.
Good. The Rampage in Gear 1 remove the suspicion the boy is under. As Asta is holding on to Marie, on the contrary, it'll only make the devil's crime of disturbing the peace more serious. Yeah, same guy again who saved y'all. And I guess y'all don't care, so why not? You've made your feelings clear, but it isn't possible to save the kingdom that way. And we see Magna looking serious, we see Finra looking serious, Zora looking serious, and Gray in the corner just like scared.
Well, yeah, like this.
I just noticed that I'm like, yeah, they're all like serious looking, but Gray's like, please stop.
Like, oh no, Mercy.
Mercy, just mercy.
We surrender.
Hold up a green flag, like, we got this. Well, I guess like the thoughts of the assembled nobles haven't shifted. They're still leaning toward bewilderment and suspicion. And even if they try to rampage, and thus, scale magic, scale regulate. That's what Danny uses. And then Magnus like, what? Charmy, like, wait, my magic is shrinking. My scale magic measures ability, shifts the balance, and establishes order. No matter how powerful your magic is, it's meaningless.
That's pretty damn crazy.
I know, I was like, huh, that's
I was like,
that's one not creepy, but interesting ability, I'll say that.
Yeah, that's the best way to put it.
I think of Vanessa just thinking like, but Roach has advantage. That means he can't lay a hand on us either. And we've got a kid. Demon annihilating sword. Yeah, it's like you can't do anything, but yet you forget that the guy who practically can negate magic is there.
Yep.
Like who rips right through meaningless. He erased my magic's effect. Fate release. And Yami going in only for Nozel to show up. I was gonna say Magic Emperor Nozel, but we're not there just yet.
Not yet.
Not yet. Yeah, he's there just like blocking off Yami's attack. Like, you're as reckless as ever, foreigner. What were you planning to do after that move? And Yami's like, well, granted, it looks like you meant to miss, but, well, you know, I got a little work. Well, you know, I just got a little worked up.
It's funny because he was about to strike him down. I'm like, what are you doing? It's like, are you supposed to just like stop there? And he's like, I'm going to just knock him out.
Even when Goleon's there too, just like standing right in front of Damnation, and everyone's like, what's going on? It's like, I swear, even if it was for the sake of your brigade members, you can make a worse impression. Although, thanks to that, we did make it in time. And he's like, you really did come back in time.
He's laughing.
Yes. Like
he's laughing at him for going back.
And he's just like, oh, you're back.
It's like, oh my god, you actually came back.
I was sitting there looking at this panel, just going like, huh, that's...
It's like anybody who comes back from life, come back from dead or from a long coma, he never takes it normal, like, oh, it's great to see you again. He just laughs his ass off about it, or like, oh, that's that bull.
I know when it came to Julius, he was like, no. I remember you.
You died. You died. That was clear cut. You gave a sad speech and everything. There's no way you're back. What are you trying to do now? And now here it's like, oh my god, this guy is back to life.
I know. Oh god, yeah. Wait, what's the correlation here? It's like people who are in coma are okay, but people who die are just like, no, he should be dead. There was no heart. Well, if we go by that logic, I guess that makes sense.
Yeah, right.
It's so funny though, just to look at this. Like even Asa, like Cat's Fuegoleon, Captain Nozel. Why? Like, we can't afford to lose capable magic knights. That's what Nozel says, and then Fuegoleon's like, in other words, the people who acknowledge you aren't limited to any one rank or classes, or class in this case. And even Noel's like excited. She's like, Nozel, Captain Fuegoleon, 2 brigade captains. And Danny, she's like, what do you intend to do? We brought a mission from the Wizard King. The Black Bull's Magic Knight Brigade, and those suspected of ties to the devil are to be, this is kind of where things go moving forward, to be exiled from the kingdom and kept under observation, and even as is like, wait, what? While they are abroad, they are assigned the mission of exploring and investigating the devils, to which everyone else is like, are you serious? Like, that should just happen. And Yami's just thinking, it's like, I see, royals have clout here. So to make this persuasive, he had these 2 royal captains deliver the order. Can that... I'm gonna butcher the way how you say this word, but is it Juratric?
I don't know. I want to say Jurassic.
I want to say that, but
Yeah,
can
something like
actually see the future. And this guy over here, Mr. Useless, that's what I'm going to call him. Like, dreaded Julius, he wasn't there when I needed him, and now he's being arbitrary again. And Nozelle's like, the brigade will dispose of your so-called devil. That's the cause of all this. And the kingdom's crisis will be over. By making it look as though the devil user has been exiled from the kingdom, both the disposal of the boy and the issue of the brigade's responsibility will be put on hold. And they'll be given the leeway to prove their innocence. That's kind of what he's thinking to himself as he's setting up the scales. And Asta's like, so that means, and as Yami's putting his hand on him, like, to get that name of yours cleared, we're gonna go abroad. And that is the end of that's the end of 219, which I'll tell you this. If we did the podcast for this chapter, oh my god. Like, ooh, you can say we kind of have an idea in 222, but ooh, like I remember reading the end of this chapter and I was like, oh my god, they're gonna go out. It's just a matter of where. That's my thing. I was like, where are they gonna go?
We were like predicting one of the cases, like maybe they would get exiled, but rather it's just Asta again one, and the Black Bulls are responsible to pretty much investigate the devil from the outside. That's where we're heading to now.
Which makes sense.
Makes sense. It makes the most logical sense. I mean, it seems like the most balanced, no pun intended with his character, but it seems like the most balanced in terms of justice. I'm just saying. I'm just saying, though. But yeah,
it kind of makes me wonder, though, like, because didn't they say there was it was one of the kingdoms, but didn't they say one of the kingdoms were like with devils or something?
I don't think it says worship, but I think there's. Well, they kind of suggest it's like a cult, but I could be wrong. I think it's the Spade Kingdom you're referring to, if I remember.
I think it's the Spade Kingdom.
Because I think that's the one that's surrounded with mystery that nobody knows what exactly are they doing. What they only know is that they're in the snowfield. That's pretty much it is. Yeah, we don't know. Diamond Kingdom is the
that's the one where we get the dwarves. I know that.
Yeah, that's the army base pretty much because it's like nothing but army related. And then the heart is the neutral zone, which is like all nature based from the look of the imagery. Oh, so yeah, it was the Spade Kingdom that we're pretty much left off in the dark. Like, what exactly are they doing? What exactly are they? Who are they? What they do? We don't know.
The Diamond Kingdom, you can kind of say we've had some establishment given that we've had Mars.
Right. Pretty much they like army force, according to what they said. It sure looks like it just based on their actions in the early days. It was like, oh, let's attack Clover Kingdom for supremacy. And then you got we still haven't seen the other generals and war captains or whatnot. We only see 2. We ain't get to see the other ones. So we expect to see more of those type of characters coming back inbound. I don't know how they're going to come in. Maybe the Black Bulls will go to them, but we'll see.
Oh, for certain. Yeah. Yeah, so coming off from the way how this chapter ended, how did you react to it?
I was hyped. I was like, yeah, road trip. This is the first thing that came to my mind. Because, again, well, actually, unfortunately, we don't have the recording anymore, but the old recording, I did say, is amazing because, in my first impression, I thought if Asta was gonna get exiled, he would be exiled. Sakura would probably be exiled with him, most likely, and that would be those 2. They would just probably explore what the hell they're gonna do now. What they're gonna do? Maybe they would try to find a way to convince them that there was a devil and there's still more to come, or something like that. And yeah, Black Bull showing up. So if they were to get exiled altogether, it's like, hey, we got 10 characters to care about. We got 10 characters to follow. It's awesome. That's a great thing because we got more variety instead of let's have exclusivity with Asta and someone. That's it, because you get those other series that does that. But if you have Black Bulls joining along, it essentially becomes One Piece. We're always going to see all those characters all together, most of the time at least. But still, we're going to get those characters, and they do their things. We have adventure time. It'd be awesome. And sure enough, that's what it seems like that's the case now. So I'm hyped. I'm
And
pretty
they
much
got a
hyped.
moving base.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, they got a moving base. It's pretty much One Piece. It's like it went from pretty much like a lot of shonen that's
Would you kind of say like how it was with Fairy Tale initially, like where you had like one particular base?
well. The difference is okay. So yeah, I guess you could say it was like Fairy Tale. Like it started off like Fairy Tale because like Fairy Tale, you start off in the base. There's a guild home, and it's always gonna stay there. And then you just take a mission from the wanted poster or whatnot, and then you just do your thing. You get a character of the arc, like let's bring Gray. Let's introduce this character carefully. Let's bring this guy. Let's introduce his character, and so on. It's like one by one you start to try to develop them and flesh them out. That's what Black Clover did in the beginning. They go to the different missions. They have different problems happen, and different characters get focused. But usually you bring Asta, Noel, and insert character you want to flesh out today. That's how it works before. And then essentially you have all the characters. Now with this development, it will transform into One Piece, meaning that you're gonna have a one guild, one group, one family traveling to different places. And so that way that just makes it more entertaining. And it just flesh out it creates a new diversity for the series itself. Because if you were to stay in the kingdom, the Clover Kingdom forever, if you tend to explore everything, it could get boring for some fans. So doing like exploration is like a good change up. It's like a good shift of direction in a sense. And it won't betray the series. It won't be like, oh my god, you ruined the theme of the series. Like, no, not really. We're just gonna change the way how we can format in terms of creating new arcs or mini arcs or whatever. So with them going exploring the different kingdoms, it's like, yo, that's great because like now we're gonna see more outside world. Kind of like how how like how fans used to hope Naruto to do the same. We did some, but it didn't do enough, which is disappointing. But that's a different story altogether because we don't know what King Black Clover would do. We don't know if Black Clover would do the same thing as Naruto. Like, you want to explore one kingdom outside of Clover, and that's it. What about the other two? No, they're not that important. We don't know what direction it would go, but in due time. So right now, I feel the hype because it feels like we're gonna stay focusing on get these characters a spotlight as they have been treated so well throughout the entire series so far, and that's a great sign to me.
And it feels like a natural progression too, ultimately the
Right,
story.
right, exactly. Like, and it has a good excuse to why they need to establish like if you were to just be like, okay, we finished the war, we save ourselves from the elves going out of control by the demon, by the devil. So what's our reason to go to the other kingdom? you know? But there is no reason. There wouldn't be any reason until this mini arc, I guess, or you want to call it a transitional arc. I don't know. It just depends on your. Basically, we needed this excuse. We needed this reason to happen. We needed this moment to happen, so we could say like, okay, the reason why they're gonna go to other kingdom is because one, they wanted to kill Asta, but in the meantime, they're gonna make an exile because he still doesn't bring balance. He is a trouble because he has the devil inside him. Then you have a reason for Black Bull standing up because they cause a ruckus. And if they really want to defend him, they could try, but they have to investigate the devil. And once they get the proof of it, then everything could go clean solid. Otherwise, they probably get in trouble. They probably get exiled, while else they probably get killed off. So it's like that. It works us out. It works out. You need to find a way. Hey, let's go to the other kingdom. Why? Because why not? You don't need to do that. You can
Because
try to
story
find a
demands
reason.
it. That's kind of, you would assume like, all right, so we have to go here, but we don't really know why we have to go here.
Right. It's not like, yeah, exactly. It's exactly like that. A lot of series have a reason, but like, hey, we kind of even Naruto have their own reasons to go to a different village altogether. It's like we kind of owe up to that guy, so we kind of need to save him. So they're like, yeah, that makes sense. Sure, why not? So if you were to just to say like, let's go to Spade Kingdom, why?
Let's
That's
go.
what it's-
Let's go.
yeah, let's just go. Let's just
Go for a
entertain the
family.
fans.
Go for a vacation.
Yeah, fans probably don't ask reasons. It's like, well, technically we do. Yeah, well, fine. Let's have Asta about to get killed by the judge.
But
But yeah, but it works. It works though.
it does.
It works.
It really does. It, like almost to a point to where we get to now with this chapter. It's 220, latest chapter, where you have like the people in the crowd going like, "The devil possessed boy is being exiled. In that case, are we safe? But the Black Bulls, it's the Wizard King's order. He wouldn't be rash. Two Royal Brigades captain have approved of it as well." And Amnesia is like, "It appears I gave too little weight to the trust that's placed in me. However, understand that if you prove to be of no use to the kingdom, you will be executed immediately. Your existence still hangs in the balance." And here's the thing: normally, when you get something like this, Ass is like, "Wait, what? I'm still gonna be like this," but Asta now is like, "Okay." Like he is like
Yeah,
dead serious, and that's like one of the rarest occasions you see Asta in.
yeah.
Super
Like he
rare.
knows this is a serious thing. Like he knows that he really needs to investigate and get this devil out of the way. Or, get this solution. Because if he doesn't get anything, if the Black Bulls doesn't get anything, then bye
Yeah,
bye.
he's screwed.
Simple as that. There's nothing to laugh about that. And it's like, yeah, you're really going to die. That's simple as that. There's no, you slap on the wrist. There's no, well, you pretty much caused a war. You kill some of our friends. You kill some of the people that have been guarding the sacred place. Well, you saved the world, so there you go. Don't do it again, okay? Okay, sorry. Hey, you know. It's the Sasuke treatment. We don't. We should not get that. We should not- oh god.
I pray we never reach that point.
You did everything. You destroyed the village. You killed
You want a
people.
good version of Sasuke? Look at Jalal. He's I think the perfect representation of how a redemption story should be handled.
That's true. Mm-hmm. So now that's subtle. It's funny because like I got asked so many times about the character, the judge, and then this happens.
Which to a point like now we're shifting away from that to basically the kingdom itself to where we see Julius and he's like, "Hi there," and Damnatio's there. He's like, "So you're planning to shoulder everything again, even in that form. Both of the matter of the brigade and the devil-possessed boy. That mission was a great move, wasn't it? Nobody had to be punished. Well, of course not. It wasn't their fault. Black Bulls will bring back clues about the devils, or at the very least, power that will benefit the kingdom. That will let them cancel out the stigma of having interrupted the trial. Granting forgiveness means taking responsibility. The kingdom can't bear responsibility like that. You can't bear it alone either," is what he's saying. And Julius is like, "I didn't forgive them. I left it in their hands. It's not about bearing responsibility, it's about trusting them. I'm sure someday your scales will tip in the favor of Asta's groups. We don't know how long it's gonna be, but it may." Like, it seems you haven't changed at all on the inside. That's a relief. The dissertations in this country, the crisis we're confronting it is by no means a light one. If the kingdom seems about to go under, I'll have no choice but to pass judgment. On that boy or even on you. Whoa. Okay. So, this dude's like, maybe I'll do it on Asta, maybe even you. So, and before somebody's like, "But how is that possible?" Remember, this is the same dude who condemned his own father. So, he ain't a pushover. No remorse. Be specific about that. And from there, Marx runs over. He's like, "Oh, pardon me," as he's walking away. And he's like, "Master Julius." And he's like, "Oh, hey, Marx, feeling any better? You're alive." But You're little. You're little, but you're alive. Like he's alive, but he's small. He's so small.
What's the meaning of this?
Like, how is this possible? Like, I'm blind, but this is. Wait, what's the meaning of this? You were always rather childlike, but now you're an actual child. Well, you see, you don't have to explain. Show me your memories later, please. The kingdom is in shambles, and that former years, honestly, you really are a prosperous person. He's got tears running down. He's like, I'm so glad you're alive. It's a touching moment. Not gonna lie,
Yeah,
it's a really touching moment. And
I was happy to see a follow up for this.
I was too, because I was wondering, like, how, because you got Marks crying when Julius died, and I'm like, how are you gonna handle the aftermath of that end? We're
Yeah,
getting it now.
that would be like a little punchline, like oh, like similar to Yami. Even though Yami did have a sentimental moment right after the he's like, no, you man, you dead.
Like,
But
I saw you.
yeah, he's like, I saw you die. What are you talking about?
You got a sword to your gut. I was there. I saw like
Give a final speech, damn it.
gave final speech. Your grandma was disappearing.
Pass the torch down. Yeah, everything just as it makes a good death bed wish, whatever you want to call it.
Mm-hmm.
You telling me that all that was a farce?
You had the Naki death, and although this was kind of better than Naki, I'm just gonna say that right now. Because Naki, I'm like, okay.
Well, he was really he wasn't well he was it was like when you hear Arnold say he's dead tired, you should really take it into the context that he's just sleepy. Don't take it literally.
He's dead tired.
He's dead tired. Don't take it literally. This he actually means it in a very
He
figurative
was stuck
speaking.
in a coma.
Just, yo, Joe.
But even when they're like, Joe's like, I'm always making your remarks. I'm sorry. He's like, no, I'm not forgiving you. Huh? There's a mountain of work waiting. Huh? Well, so that's an interesting thing. So Julius is still gonna be the king, even
Looks
in
that
the
way.
form that he's in. That I wasn't exactly expecting. What about you?
Well, hey, if the name counts and if they keep him in, I guess that's the case it would be. I mean, he's no longer the strongest wizard around there because he's nerfed up completely. He only got one page Grimoire and he can't really do anything more than that. So it seems like they want to keep him around for the time being, unless they want to, unless they're gonna change their minds. Like, all right, we're really gonna take him out and get a new king, a king that everybody could look up to. But in the meantime, it seems like he's gonna keep that title. That's what it seems. That's what it seems like is being addressed here.
Yeah,
But we'll see.
at least up until we figure out like when the trials hit again, because I'm gonna assume that's gonna happen at some given point.
I mean, like it's still early to say. There's a lot of things that's happening in this chapter that's like catching up from the aftermath of the arc, in a sense. Especially the next scene we're gonna get to, which, well, what a doozy. But anyway, but the point is, everything is just slowly catching up to the speed of the aftermath events. You know, we just have the Sakura being officially in the Black Bull. Well, she's been official, but this time it's like
It's like the
100%
official
with the
official.
robe and all. We got that. We got the focus of we got the next focus, which is pretty much investigate the devil, which we're gonna resort to going to the outside kingdom, which should be exciting. Then we started seeing more of the aftermath effect, especially with Julius and Mark's reunited, which is actually a touching and funny scene. We got more understanding of the judge, which he's actually more level headed than I initially thought. I thought he was gonna be one of those characters like, he's always gonna find his way to demoralize black bulls because he hates them.
That's what I thought too.
Like I thought he's one of those type of characters that would just get out of his way and just trying to make black bulls the worst piece of crap of all time. One of those type of characters. But instead, he's more reasonable, but in a more very tight on it. Like like it's like he said, it's like, I like he is looking out for the kingdom, but like in a sense, it's like it has to be really balanced. And if there's like a partial of an imbalance somewhere there, then he will take you out in any means necessary. For all we know, that's probably the reason why he took out his father. Like whatever the case, the story with his father. But it's like, hey, you're my blood, and I guess we could try to work this out. But it says no, it's imbalance, so I'm just gonna get rid of you. Like I don't know what's the story behind it, but the point is, he does look after the kingdom, which is a good thing. It's just that his strictness is pretty harsh in a sense, because again, you have Asta, who's not really who's responsible is helping them, but he does contain the devil, which can be troublesome. And because of that, it's like, I don't want to risk it. It tells me that's imbalance. So we got to get rid of you, which is understandable. It's just, there's no second question. There's no other question to ask. That's
kind of how he's going about it.
Right. It's not like he's really mean spirited. It's more like he just wanted to be balanced. That's his character. That's what he is. The scale. It's all about the scale. So that's interesting. But, I would like to know more of his character, but it seems like we're gonna probably be waiting a little longer, which is fine, and that's fine, perfectly fine, because we got other things to focus on, and so give it time when we get back to him.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. It's not going to happen now, but I'd give it probably until after, probably wherever they're headed. So when we're going to deal with that situation, which is actually kind of a good transition because going from the whole thing with Julius, we get over Charla and Soul, and who's in bed
oh man,
I'm sorry, Soul. My body was stolen, and I couldn't protect any of you. As a captain, I was worthless. And we see Soul comforting her, that's not true. It wasn't your fault, sis. I wasn't useful at all either. The Black Bull's captain. I hate to say it, but he saved you. And she's Yami did? He's for a man. He's for a man, he's got a few good points for a man. He's not anywhere near your levels of Sput. This next panel below, she's getting super flustered about it. It can't be. That wasn't a dream. Did all that actually happen when my body was out of my control? Remember, Yami was very close. And besides, and she's thinking back to everything. I'm certainly not as awkward as the owner of this body. Don't tell me. You can't possibly have. Has Yami picked up on my feeling? And she's and then Soul's sis? And he's what is it, Soul? The Black Bull's captain.
He just appeared out of nowhere.
I know. He showed up with a basket of fruit. She's
well, at least he was being nice.
It's what are you? I'm visiting you because you're laid up, obviously. Here, prickly queen. She's
prickly queen.
Emotionally, I'm really in no shape to be in the same room as Yami right now. So, go on, run him off the way you always do. I owe you for saving us. So, once is probably alright.
Out of all time. Out of all time to do this.
And he's so are you okay? Of course. I wouldn't stay in bed forever. And she's thinking to herself, what sort of face am I making? Calm down, Charlotte. You can do it, Charlotte. And he's don't push yourself, alright? You've always been, what's the word? Stubborn or maybe awkward? Caused a lot of trouble, woman. And she's awkward? Oh, that's oh, so there's something I wanted to ask you about Prickly Queen.
Oh, God.
Something he wants to ask me? What? It can't be. You said something earlier. Remember? She's what? What? When you were under that spell, I want you to give me the details. That thing of yours. I figured as it. And she's at this point, she lost it. She's at the point where he's like, a forbidden magic curse. And Yami and Soul are like, wait, what's going on? Like, even Noelle, not Noelle, but even Secret and Aster, they're like, what the? And she's like, scramming away. And he's like, the Blue Rose Knight's captain. And Secret's just like, did he ask her about the weg? And she's running up, she's like, don't stop, please. This is like was one of the merchants. Or there's one citizen and a creeper. So we say,
yep.
Hey, don't be like that. Since the country's a mess, it's the perfect time to get fresh.
Oh,
She knocks him out like just at an instant. And then you see a baby crying and she's freaking out. Like, I can't handle this. Young lady, that's a river. This entire chapter just ends with like Yami just like looking like, I just wanted to ask about leads. Ask some leads about forbidden magic. Yeah, okay. This chapter, like, we started off on a very serious front, and at the very end, we're like on a totally different vibe.
Yeah,
it was like a complete comedic route, and I'm like,
to a character that didn't think it was gonna happen to.
You're right. I'm like,
it was like threw me off guard. I thought it just like last the next the 2 pages, but it's still, even the beginning, just the fact she just freaked out like, wait, what the hell? I was like, is this the same character?
Yeah, right.
Then she just ran off, and then they actually kept going for the next for like another 2 pages, but just like the most freakish. I don't even know.
What's going on? Like, again, it was pretty damn funny, but I was like, this is like a total shift. Like, it was really serious. We get an emotional bit with Marx and Julius, and then we get this. Like,
I mean, she tried to hide it for the longest, and she felt like everything is just game over for her at this moment. No, Yami didn't even come close to talking about that moment of the. So she just freaked out for nothing.
I'm just looking at Asa. He's like, wait, what just happened? And Secret's like,
huh? Did he ask though? It's like, did he ask?
Yes.
It's like, well, couldn't try. Didn't work.
You know who her expression kind of reminds me of? She kind of reminds me of Raven from Teen Titans.
Oh wow. Yeah, I know you're talking about.
She's like, did he ask?
Oh shoot!
The fact that she freaked out over a baby.
I just like how she just like freaks out with the longest ever. Like she just freak out for the same reaction, and then when it comes to the baby, she pretty much questioned about it. Like,
I mean, the last time I saw a bunch of Oz were you're gonna know what I'm gonna say was Kaneki. It was a different context.
But this is a different context. That was a screecher of.
It was a total different context, and I'm like, wow, it's almost.
Yeah, this one is all about her just freaking out. It's like, I'm trying to remember because something, I think I'm not sure if it happened the exact same thing. And anime wise, it did, but I don't remember the manga. And Gintama, when Shinpachi supposedly came back after a 2 years time skip, he came back for 2 years time skip, and then supposedly life has changed drastically. It's up to the point he became an uncle. Well, he's soon to be an uncle, and the brother-in-law ends up being the gorilla. That sounds like an awful nightmare to him. So he started to run, and then when he started to run, he started to cry in misery, crying so loud that he runs places. He beat the gymnastic. He swam the ocean, across the ocean, and he finally got to say, "Are you shitting me?" It's so loud that he made a tidal wave.
I remember that.
Yeah. So I'm wondering. So it feels like that's the same case with this one. And the funny thing about it, which I just found out recently, because I should have put the probably well actually she appeared in the anime 3 episodes ago,
Mhm.
but her voice actress is actually done by the same one that did Sacha from Gintama, the shinobi, the Konichi.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so now I think about it, if she gets to that moment, it's going to be historical as hell because she could really do this moment
It's
justice.
going to be.
That's what I don't know if the anime will cover this because maybe Black Clover was the anime will end it at the moment they finish the last arc we're
Mhm.
at before. So maybe it'll stop there. But if it continues like Boruto or Naruto scenario, I would love to see this animated one day. It'll be a while, but I would love to see it because it'll be a damn historical.
I'd give it maybe
Especially with
sometime in 2020. That's my guess.
maybe if the anime continue on further than the Elf arc, then yeah, maybe next year we'll get lucky. If not, then we'll see what happens.
The fact that you end up the chapter like this, I'm just like, I was like, yeah, we're gonna go on a broad adventure. I was like, all right, we're ready, and then
This happened.
we're still there. We're like, all right, so we're still on the series trend. And then like this last third of the chapter, I'm like, okay, I wasn't expecting that, but it works. It works. It's like, okay,
Oh man. Oh shoot. It's like it's funny because like again, she tried to keep her face
you have to keep
intact
your
for the
composure and
longest.
like, all right, relax, relax, don't freak out.
Yeah. I mean, she did her best for the past all the previous times that she has adventure, but this is like the breaking point pretty much. Even though Yami was not even had no intention to ask about that. So it's like you reacted for nothing pretty much. But
Could you imagine like if there was like a future time skip and
oh
Yami
god.
comes back and she's still the same way?
Oh my god. The legend has it that she's still running to this day.
She's still running.
I mean, she run on water. That's something that you cannot say with straight face. That damn, she is a captain level.
That's
she
true.
girl, she's captain level for doing this. Oh god, I'm just wondering if there will be a continuation. I'm not sure about running, but I'm talking about continuation from her because clearly she got the biggest misunderstanding of all time. So I don't know if she could actually sit down and just hear Yami out, and this time she would get she could understand clearly what he really wanted to ask. I mean, he came to her for about the forbidden magic, which makes sense because I'm not.
It does.
Um, yeah, it makes sense. Um, I wonder if it means that it has any tie into the Thorn thing, but we'll see. Maybe it does because she did lose control for one point, so we never know. It's the same thing that happened to Finrose brother. That we found out it was a connection to the devil in a sense. So why not for this one?
It's a fair point.
Yeah.
I'm
Now,
gonna laugh if, like, say the next chapter opens up and she wakes up. She's like, "I had the strangest dream then." And
yeah,
Yami
we just
came
there again.
by.
I just imagine Yami just being there in the exact same pose. Yo. It just looked so funny. It's just like appear out of nowhere. It's like, oh yeah, he's here by the way. Yo. It's like
I
what
know,
the
yeah.
hell he came
Like,
from?
I like that. Like, she was just like just thinking like what was going on with Go, and then he's just like right there. I'm like, oh my god, what time?
There was like no transition. There was nothing that indicates, oh, a door opens and there's Yami. It's just he just appear out of the thing. Like, stop.
He's like the genie from Aladdin. Like just think about him once, and he's like, I'm here.
It's like this with this chapter. It's like, oh, now I know why she's in the top 10 characters, popularity character.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, yeah, I could definitely agree to do that now. Actually, let's see.
Like, question is, how long is it going to be until we see Noelle act like this in front of Asta? Because it's
Oh
been a
god.
while.
Well, she has been doing good on denying everything, but if it gets to that point, well, we'll see what happens. Maybe she will fly into the moon for all we know.
Fine.
Chicken. Hey, you got one person that can run on water. Why not?
Who knows? Maybe Secret is like, I need to set something up with these two just to be fun.
So yeah, that's how the chapter ended. In
That's
a
how the chapter
very
ended. And normally I would say let's go into predictions, but I don't know about the next chapter. Like, do we continue on like immediately with her still running, or do we just continue a little bit with the time transition? That's what.
well, it is worth mentioning in the official magazine, not since the English translation, they usually remove editor's note.
Mhm.
So in the official one, supposedly it's the start of a mini arc. We don't know what mini arc will be about. Maybe it would be a romantic comedy, and if that's the case, shoot, I'm all in for that one.
Oh
If
yeah,
it's the case, but
after
it's
what we
just
went through with the reincarnation arc, I think it's pretty much well deserved to have
yeah,
its own
no,
arc.
it's a good change of pace to just to chill and relax because Black Clover. I mean, it's not to say Black Clover was 1,000% serious, but
No,
it has been an action zone for the longest time, 2 years plus, and it was all good. But it's good to lay back
almost
for
little
once.
to
Like,
no break.
yeah, it's good to lay back, and if it's like this, so be it, because that was fun as hell, and I
I'm
want
in
to see
for it.
more of that. Yeah. And maybe if we're gonna go a different kingdom, who knows how long we're gonna see those the other characters for a while. But we'll see.
Oh
We'll
yeah, we
see.
will definitely see. But I'm kind of thinking, like, is there anything else we can talk about? Because I feel like we've pretty much tackled everything,
Yeah,
E-
tackle.
even with
Well,
the prediction side of things too. As brief as it was.
yeah. I mean, like we already got our target. Just find proof and road trip, and that's what we got.
Yep.
Other than that, we just have to wait and see where we go from there. It's hard to predict after just knowing what we have, what we got, what we pretty much earn. So now we just like, all right, we're gonna see what's the next step. And once we get to the next step, then we can start predicting more. But in the meantime, I'm enjoying what we have.
I think like once the next chapter comes out, we might have like a little bit of an idea as to where things are going. But at the moment, we're stuck in a romantic comedy mini arc, which I'm all in for at the moment. I'm in luck. If this last third of the chapter wasn't funny enough, just imagine what the future chapters are going to be. At least for this arc,
Yeah.
it's gonna be pretty amusing, to say the least.
Oh man.
Again, guys, the question is: will she still be running, or will she get knocked out by a brick?
Maybe the break won't even stop her. She'll break the break down. She would probably run all the rest of the kingdoms somehow. And then it's like, oh, well, okay, we didn't need to worry about no war. She took them out by running.
Make it funny she trips over a brick.
I'm really hoping I'm really hoping the next chapter continue with her.
I
Honestly,
really hope so too.
I mean, if it doesn't, that's damn. But oh well. But if it does, oh man.
I know. But, guys, as much as we can keep talking, as much as we can keep rambling on, we've got to wait. I mean, like, the two chapters we had were great. Getting stuff on Secret, just having her now officially be the new Black Bulls member, getting the stuff on Marks and Julius, which I thought was pretty emotional, and then going abroad. That's the biggest thing we taken out of all this is the fact that we're going away from the Clover Kingdom. Where to exactly? We're gonna figure that out all in due time. So I guess for now, that's pretty much it for this particular podcast for Black Clover. Sparta, it was really great having you on board again for Black Clover. Again, it sucks that we didn't get a chance to share the last podcast that we recorded, but it's still always fun doing these.
No, of course, it's always fun. Like just because we couldn't have the recording from the last time doesn't mean we didn't. That doesn't remove the enjoyment that we had discussing about the series. So that still remains, like in my head. Like, damn, that was really a good podcast. I mean, it does suck that we couldn't share it, but it doesn't it doesn't make me say like, "Whoa, you waste my time talking about Black Clover and he wasn't recorded. How could you do this to me? I want to quit." but it's not like that. It's I'm like it'd be great to share it, but that doesn't remove my enjoyment. And even if this one doesn't get shared somehow, some way, I still had a great time, and it was really fun talking with you, discussing about the future, the funny comedy, the expectation, all that stuff. So it was great to be here once again.
Yeah, I can definitely vouch for that too. And fingers crossed, everyone. Fingers crossed. If you guys are able to see this, if this is able to work out perfectly, which it should, then that is officially me saying it again for the second time. We will be back like popcorn. Popcorn in the machine is like popping, 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 popping. That's what's gonna be happening. So great. Now I want some popcorn.
You make me want
That all right?
Damn it. I'm just gonna wait for the movie.
Right? Just wait. But popcorn analogies aside, you guys, that's pretty much it. I'm Lucky7.
Sparda3g.
And we're about to go leave to make some popcorn until the next podcast. Later.